Have you ever had a situation when you felt amazing, okay? For some reason, things were working out for you. For example, you delivered a presentation and you were like, wow, I can't believe that I managed to do it so well. Maybe you had some meeting with your business partners, you managed to negotiate a big deal, and you said to yourself, wow, I can't believe I made it happen. I didn't know I can negotiate so well. But then on the other hand, you probably had situations when for some reason you didn't perform so well, you didn't feel at your best, you didn't feel so motivated, so enthusiastic, energetic and confident, okay? You felt that lousy state. You felt like for some reason nothing was working out. And it wasn't about you, who you are, but it was about your state, okay? Now the problem is that many people, when something doesn't work for them, they believe that it's about them. But the reality is that very often it's about your state. It's not your problem, it's not the issue with you as a person, but it's about your state. And this is why I believe that it's so important to know how to manage your state, how to basically get yourself into this winner state. So whenever you have some challenges in your life, whenever you have some opportunities that show up and you want to grab them, you know how to get yourself into the winner state. Now, Tony Robbins always says that emotion is impacted by your motion. So whatever you do with your body has a huge impact on your internal state, on your state of mind basically. But vice versa as well. Whatever you think about has a huge impact on your external characteristics. So in this video, I would like to share with you some of the things that you can do in order to manage your state and to get yourself into that winner's mode. So initially, I'll be talking to you about things you can do in your own mind, but then later on in the second part of this video, I'll tell you what you can do with your body in order to trigger that winner state. So what can you do internally to get yourself into that state? Well, there are two things, okay? Basically, the first thing is that you should go back in your mind to the moments when you felt unstoppable, okay? When you felt like you had a lot of power, a lot of energy, when you're motivated, when you were happy. So I'm sure you had moments in your life when everything was working out basically. Maybe you made that deal, maybe you delivered that presentation, perhaps it was when you graduated from that university. I don't know because I'm not you, but I'm sure that you had those situations when for some reason you felt like you could conquer the world. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about those situations, take a piece of paper and jot all of them down, okay? Jot all of them down. And whenever you want to get yourself into the winner state, you should think about those situations, ideally close your eyes and go back to those moments. Because what's going to happen is that when you recall those situations, you will trigger some of those emotions, okay? They're going to come back to you. And you realize that when you think about positive situations from your past and you think about them in a very intense way, you will trigger those positive emotions and you will start feeling great. And what's going to happen is that later on when you want to approach any difficulty, any challenge, it will be much easier for you because you will be in that better state. Now the second thing you can do basically is to feel the gratitude, to come up with this gratitude list. So what you should do is you should think about everything in your life that you are happy about, everything you could be grateful for, because the problem in today's world is that many people don't appreciate what they have. And I know that it's good to be ambitious, it's good to, try to aim for very high goals, but I believe that at the same time it's very important to appreciate what you already have. Because you see, the reality is that if you're watching this video, you are probably from the US or from Western Europe, okay? Most of my clients are from the US. So, you have internet access, okay? You have your house, you have your flat, you have access to education. You can say whatever you want to say. Nobody will shoot you for that. You can go to the restaurant, buy some food. You have so many different options. And very often we take those small things for granted, but we forget that there are millions, actually billions of people around the world who don't have those basic things, okay? They don't have an access to education. They don't have free speech in their countries. They can't just go to the restaurant and pull out their wallets and buy some meal. They can't do it. So I believe that it's very important to recognize that we have more than most people around the world and feel happy about it, okay? So you should take a piece of paper and think about every single thing you could be grateful for in your life. I mean, every single small thing. And you may be thinking, you know what? I don't have too many things I could be grateful for, but you see, the reality is that there are many things in your life. For example, as Dale Carnegie said, would you sell your eyes for $4 million? No, because what? You would buy some yacht for that money, but you couldn't even see it without your eyes. Would you sell your family for $10 million or even $50 million? No, I mean, unless you're an asshole, you wouldn't do that, right? So When you think about it in this way, you realize that you have way more than you thought you have, okay? When you add up all those assets you haven't thought about before, you will realize that you are rich beyond measure. I mean, it's just ridiculous how rich you are, how many things you have in your life. And I believe that it's very important to recognize those things and start appreciating those small things, because you see, many people don't appreciate those basic things they have in life. For example, they don't appreciate that they have a family. And then what happens one day is, one of their family members dies. And suddenly they realize that, you know what? They didn't appreciate that person enough. But now it's too late. That person is gone. You can't do anything about it. So I believe that you should take a piece of paper, jot down all of those things you appreciate in your life. And what's going to happen is that you will feel the gratitude. You will feel amazing about your life. No matter where you are financially right now, no matter where your business is, you will feel great. And what's going to happen is that those things will impact your state. You are more likely to get yourself into the winner state because you have different frame. You think in a different way. So these are two main things I would do. Now, when it comes to things you can do externally, well, I believe that, as Tony Robbins said, your motion impacts your emotion. Whatever you do with your body has a huge impact on your state. So you need to learn how to move your body to get yourself into this winner state. So first of all, I believe that you should change your physiology straight away, okay? So whenever you feel in this lousy state, whenever you feel like you lack motivation, you lack this positive power, you lack inspiration, maybe you lack confidence, you don't feel comfortable in certain situations, you should change your physical state. For example, you can do some exercises. And I know that sometimes it may not be possible. For example, you have to deliver a presentation in the next 5 minutes. You just simply don't have time. Well, what you can do, you can go to the bathroom and you can stretch a little bit. Nobody will see it, but it's going to help you. You stretch for a minute, do some basic stretching, basic exercises. You change your physical state. And that's very important because you'll feel your heartbeat. You will start breathing faster, okay? You will feel more alive, you will feel more energy. Another thing I would recommend you to do before you have to enter any challenging social situation is to fake your smile. And I know that you may be thinking, what the hell are you talking about, Jimmy? But basically what I'm talking about is that whenever you approach any social situation, just go to the bathroom, nobody will see you there, and literally fake your smile. Put this huge, cheesy, fake smile on your face for like a minute. Because what's going to happen is that when you do it, you will actually warm up the muscles of your face. And later on, when you meet different people, you're more likely to make a good impression on them, to be more confident, more positive, more open. Because your muscles will be warmed up. So it will be easier for you to come across as that positive, genuine, charismatic person, okay? So definitely do that. Now, also what I believe in is that you should always have this open, positive body language, because as they say, fake it until you make it. If you feel like shit, you should fake that you feel great. Now, obviously, if you are sitting like this, looking down, I mean, what's the probability that you will start feeling great? The probability is this big, okay? Because if your state is like this, if you're looking down, you don't feel good. But if you try to fake this positive state and you basically pull back your shoulders, put your head high up, okay, have open position, you're more likely to feel positive. Now, right now, try to actually do this exercise. Just sit down like this and try to feel motivated, positive, confident. And then suddenly change your posture, okay, like this. And you'll see a tremendous difference, okay, in how you feel. Now, the problem is that most people never do it. Most people approach certain situations in their lives like this. Like they are not worth anything, like they don't have confidence, no belief in themselves. So I believe that you should trigger a positive state by basically faking it, okay? Fake it until you make it. Have this positive, open, confident body language, and you will start feeling like that. And another thing is that if you really want to get yourself into this winner state, you should combine both. So initially I said that you should really do certain things in your mind to get yourself into the positive state. So you should go back to situations when you felt unstoppable, and also you should feel the gratitude. And then I said that you should also pay attention to your body language, to what you do with your body, with your face, and so on. I think that you should combine both of those things to get the best results. So for example, if you feel in a lousy state, if you can't concentrate, if you lack confidence, you don't feel comfortable, you fear something, you know that you have to approach some challenging situation, then instead of just doing just one of those things, combine them. So for example, go back to the moment when you felt unstoppable, and at the same time, put this huge, cheesy grin on your face. And what you're gonna realize is that when you combine both of those things, and also add positive, confident body language, you will totally change how you feel about everything, okay? Now, if you haven't tried it before, you may be thinking, well, come on, it can't possibly work. Trust me on that, try it for yourself, okay? I'm doing it all the time. For example, before making those videos, sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes, you know, when we are traveling, it's 35 degrees, we are going to different places around the world, I'm sweating, I'm really tired, I'm not in the right state. So I gotta make sure that when I speak in front of the camera, I nail it, okay? So you want to listen to me, so more people buy my courses. But it doesn't happen just like this. I need to work on it, I need to get myself into the right state. So these things really work, and I want you to try it for yourself.